What's going on, guys? This is going to be one of my first videos I've ever made in a really long time on YouTube. So I pretty much wanted to just come back on. I kind of missed it. I kind of missed engaging with people, talking. And I want to be a little bit more serious about the things I talk about, but more in the culture span of things like video games, movies, books, comics, things I like to do in my off time. So, I want to kind of jump back on to YouTube. This is going to be raw. I'm not going to edit anything out. I'm just going to go ahead and just go through it and just talk about something. And then also start streaming on Twitch again. I'm not sure if I'll do Twitch and YouTube, but I'll do YouTube videos and stream on Twitch for fun, just see how things go. Just engage with people that love Halo, that enjoy Overwatch or any other games for that matter. So I came up with something I want to talk about that, kind of bothers me in the span of what's going on in the culture of video games and movies, or mostly movies or TV shows that are based off something, an original concept. For instance, like The Witcher, based off the books, based off the game, then the Netflix show. Also, like Lord of the Rings, the books, great books, by the way. I love them. I love the movies. And, with the Rings of Power that came out. So, with that, going to that topic, I was thinking about something of sticking with the rights, in a sense, or the actual source of what the author or writer or creator intended to have. And I see that maybe back in the day, they were more faithful to the books. I know Stephen King has written a bunch of books, and a lot of great movies have come out of them, like Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile. I have not seen The Long Walk yet, which I heard was pretty good. My point is, it seems like everything seems to be pretty faithful from what I can tell. I'm not a huge Stephen King fan. I mean, I've read it. I know that The Shining was a great movie, but I think the director kind of took different things, the different liberties from the book. But I think the movie was great, and I'm sure the book is good too. With that being said, I'm a stickler for sticking to the source material. Call me old-fashioned, whatever. It's fine. It's just I think that it's important to pay respects to the source material that you're taking away from, because I see that you might have your own ideas and Hollywood might have their own ideas, and they maybe come up with something. They have a writer or screenwriter, someone, a producer that has ideas, and they come up with their own original idea. Maybe it's based off a book or a movie. Sometimes I've seen plenty of movies that I had no clue were based off books, and I'm sure people know that they were. I just didn't. But or anime for that matter. Also, you have like anime and manga, and then you have the Netflix TV shows or movies or whatever. And I'm actually like in One Piece. I'm sure plenty of people are gonna be like, it's not totally close to it, but outside of the anime, me just watching the show, I thought it was pretty good. So maybe I won't watch the anime. I mean, maybe people will be like, hey, check it out. If I'm going to do 1,000 episodes or more, probably not, but I'm enjoying the show. I digress. My point is, I feel like if you're going to take something from something that's already done, something that's original, and obviously you're in it for the money, Hollywood's in it for the money, or the director or producer actually loves the source material and they want to adapt it into something bigger on the big screen, then great. I just feel like, out of respect, I feel maybe that when it comes to taking away from a source material, maybe, at least to 85%, 85%, of it. Again, I'm not a producer. I'm not a writer. I'm just a guy in front of a camera at home. I just love geek culture and video games and movies and stuff. I'm just a guy, a regular dude. But I feel like, for instance, Lord of the Rings, I've read the book recently. I listened to the audiobook. It was great. Andy Serkis did a great job. He really brought it to life. It was very good in my opinion. Might be biased, but that's fine. I thought I had a really good time with it. And, I rewatched the movies again. And yeah, there was definitely things that were not in the book that were in the movie. I'm not going to go into total detail. I'm sure you can do the research on that. But it was still a great movie. And it seems like they at least hit 75%, maybe 70. And I know I'm going back from my 80%, but I mean, I love Lord of the Rings. I think it really hit pretty good on the spectrum of everything they need to say and expand on the universe, which is massive. And I think Jackson did a great job with it. In the movie in general, when I saw the movie the first time, I never read the books. I didn't know the lore. I didn't know the fiction, but the movies were great and I loved them. And I went back as I got older. I've read The Hobbit, and during a hurricane, it was great. I loved it. It was fantastic. One of my favorite books still. And never read Lord of the Rings, but it was a really good movie. I loved it. But again, I know that you're not going to be able to do 100% of from the story or the manga or the game to the movie or to the TV show. I understand that. My thing is try to wheel back on changing things for the sake of just changing things. I understand if you have to change something to make it more broad, I don't know the word, for an audience that might not have read the books, because you have to condense a lot into a 3-hour movie, 2.5 hour movie, give or take. But it just gets kind of annoying when you're watching something you really love and you've seen the source material before and now you're watching the adaptation in live action or whatever it may be, and they're changing things like people's race for any reason. That's a whole different story. That's a whole other thing. But changing maybe the way someone would act, maybe the way someone would take lead. Maybe you have like the main guy in a video game or movie, and he's supposed to be the main guy or the main girl, and all of a sudden a side character seems to be taking over that lead. That's kind of whack to me, and it's the most easiest thing not to change. And I think I watched we'll get away from Lord of the Rings. I watched The Witcher season 1, and I watched, I think, season 2, and I think that it was pretty good. It started out good, and then they just started changing things. I think they seemed to put a lot of the side characters before Geralt. It seemed more story-based writing on other characters. I think it was mostly the women for some reason, which is the women on their own part were great characters by themselves alone. Like, they didn't need to be ahead of Geralt. That's what it kind of seemed like it was going. But, what are you going to do? Netflix, they seem to change a lot of things. But my gripe is, not to take too long on this video, I feel like if we can just go back to just really sticking to the source material as much as we can. I know I said 80, 85%, maybe at least 70%. And then the other, 30, 25%, whatever, maybe just make it more, easier to watch, I guess, for the layman folk that may not know the fiction. But don't change so much that you kind of draw away from the actual fans that are actually tuning in for the show or the movie that you want to watch. Those are the people that pay the money. Those are the people that pay the subscriptions. Those are the people that pay your books and the video games. I think that you should cater to the people that actually love the source material before you cater to people that are just turning on Netflix and seeing a dragon and like, okay, I'll watch that. I think we should go back to the times of sticking really to what you're coming from. It's not your Hollywood. It's not your story. You're telling it, but you're kind of retelling it, and maybe in a live action or whatever. You should still respect, but what are you gonna do? Just respect the source material. don't change, don't deviate so hard that people just get tuned out. And it seems like that's what happened to The Witcher. I think I just read that The Witcher is coming to an end with season 4. Excuse me, it's season 5. I don't even know because I stopped at like 1 or 2. I don't ever watch Rings of Power. You know, I'm sure there's people out there that are actual big fans of Lord of the Rings that want to watch Rings of Power. I'm just not going to do it. I've seen things I don't like, and that's fine for me, but I wish that, you know, we can get a faithful adaptation with a Lord of the Rings show that's actual really based through the books. Plenty of reasons why I'm not going to go into it, but, you know, we'll see what happens, and I'll wrap it up here. And the cool thing also is that I heard that Henry Cavill is coming out with a Warhammer show. Who knows how that's going to go? It's Amazon, I think, and I know he's very passionate about Warhammer, and that's awesome. You need people like that to produce it, and I think he's producing it. I'm not sure he's going to be in it, but he's producing it. But I'm looking forward to that. I'm big into Warcraft. I'm big into Lord of the Rings. I'm big into science fiction. I mean, look, I mean, I literally got the key to Erebor from the Hobbit, and leaves the Lothlorien, you know, right there from Lord of the Rings. I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I love it. Maybe we can talk about The Hobbit another time. That's another thing that I'm kind of surprised that Jackson didn't really... He blew that thing out of proportion with a lot of things. I think that movie could have been just 1 or 2 movies. It didn't have to be 3. And again, throwing things in that we didn't need. My opinion, I'm so biased, I guess, but I still loved The Hobbit. It's not great. Don't get me wrong. Lord of the Rings is way better, but I still enjoyed The Hobbit. But again, things that did not need to be in it, which I'm not a fan of, but what are you going to do? But, you know, that's just what I think about it. You know, we'll see what happens. Tell me what you think. Tell me, are you a person that really wants to stick to the source material, or are you a person that doesn't really care? You know, if it's something you like, or you just turn on, you watch, cool. But if you don't like changes or big changes, let me know down in the comments. I'll be streaming on Twitch whenever I can. You know, I'm busy outside of doing videos now. I'm looking forward to growing my channel and just talking with people that enjoy these kind of things. And I appreciate you watching the my video. And just leave me a sub if you're interested in more videos. Leave a like or a dislike, whatever works for you. I appreciate your time. Bye.